So quite often on Facebook you see questions that say, oh, calculate the answer to this. And basically most of them work on the order of operations, which means that sums have to be done in a certain way. And I guarantee you that most people get it wrong. The best way that I can tell you to do a difficult sum like this is using BIDMAS. Now, basically, if you follow this order, it's pretty easy to work stuff out. So this is the most important and the thing you do first, and then this is what you do last. Now, adding and subtracting essentially doesn't really matter what order you do things in, and dividing and multiplying are kind of a pair as well, so it doesn't matter whether you multiply or divide first. So B stands for brackets, then you do indices. Okay, now indices are like a square number or a square root or a cube root in this case. Anything that is to do with a square or a cube or something to the power of. D is for divide, M is for multiply, A is for add, and S is for subtract. So basically, as long as you follow this pattern, everything is pretty easy. I've picked this question specifically because it will make you think, it will make you double check some of your ideas. So I'm going to leave this here beside to help, and we're just going to come back to it. So the question I was given was 3 squared plus 8 to the power of 2 times 3 minus 8. Okay, so firstly, we need to check, do we have any brackets? Well, yes we do. So actually the first thing we're going to do is work out this sum that's going on here. Now, inside the bracket, you need to use BIDMAS inside the bracket again. So within the bracket, do we have another bracket? No, so we don't need to do that. But we do have indices. So we need to work this out first before we do our addition, because it's lower down our importance, like in kind of the time that we do it. So 3 squared means 3 times 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that here, which is 9, and then I'm going to add 8. And that gives us 17. Then I've worked out my bracket completely. So my B, my brackets, I've sorted that. Now I have to do my next task, and I'm going to just copy the rest of the sum down again, which is look for indices. So do I have an index here? Yes, I do. So I'm going to do 17 squared. So let's work that out quickly. So that's 49 and 70 and 70 and 100. So 9, 18, 289. Let's double check that I've done that right on the calculator. How you input this into calculation, you do type in 17, then shift, and then something to the power of, which is, whoops, that's silly. Oh dear, start again. So don't press shift, 17 to the power of 2, which gives us 289, which is what I've got. Brilliant. So I can now, instead of this, write 289, and I'm just copying down the rest of the sum. Now I've done my brackets. I've checked inside my brackets to try a new BIDMAS section, so kind of check its own set of rules inside the bracket. And I had an index, so I did the index first. Then I added the 8, and that gave me this. Sorry, I should have written this in. Okay, then I worked out my index, and that's given me this. So I've done my index. Now what I need to do, I've done my brackets, I've done my indices. I don't have a divide, so that's fine, but I do need to multiply next. So I do have a multiply, so essentially what I'm going to do is this part of the sum first. So let's work it out. 289 times 3. 3 times 9 is 27. Whoop, getting to the end of the paper. 3 times 8 is 24 with the extra 0 because it's 80. So is that 27 there, isn't it? So 24, so 240. And then 3 times 200 is 600. So all in all, I get 7. Let's hold that straight. 7, 6, 8. Let's double check that on my calculator. I've got 289, and I'm going to times it by 3, and that gets 867, which is what I've got. So now I'm going to rewrite this as 867, and now I've done my multiply. Didn't have any addition to do, and I've just got to finalise with my subtract. So if I'm taking away 8, that's like taking away 10 and adding 2. So that would give me 800. If I was taking away 10, that would give me 857. But I'm taking away 8 instead of 10. So I'm going to add the extra 2. So that gives me 859. If you didn't quite see what I did there, what I said is that taking away 8 is the same as taking away 10 and then adding 2. That helps me to not have to carry. Because if I'm taking away 10, that would give me 859. Sorry, tell a lie. That would give me 857, and then I add 2, which gives me 859. And that is a nicer way of carrying, with not having to carry in your head, because a lot of you struggle to carry sums in your head, and that's fine. Just try a different method to help you. So going back to the basic ideas, always check if you have brackets. Once you have a bracket, check that run BIDMAS through again in the bracket in case there's a bracket inside a bracket or an index inside the bracket. Once you've done that, check if you need to multiply or divide. It doesn't matter which order you do them in as long as you do them third. And then add and subtract last. Again, doesn't matter if you subtract or add, they're both in the same place essentially. That's why I've put boxes around them to show you that it doesn't matter what order you do either of those in as long as they're done last, and these are done in the middle.